like, so it started off, you watched Mosley Mayweather. You
Yeah.
tell your dad, I would like to try boxing.
Mm.
You end up going to this gym. What was the gym's name again in Newark?
Jamar Carter.
Right. And then from there, at some point, your dad ended up, was Elite Heat already a thing, or he got involved with Elite Heat?
I think there was a gym named Elite Boxing Gym. It was another gym in Newark. So we came together with another gym in Newark named Elite Boxing Gym. And I always had Heat on my trunks. So we put Elite Heat Boxing Gym. And then the gyms came together, and it was the hottest gym in Jersey. We had, like, so many kids ranked #1 in the country, and then a lot of people's egos got big, and then everyone separated. But, I mean, the gym, it's still there, Elite Heat Boxing Gym. It's still in the same place. But, I mean, I don't train there, obviously, but I'll always, think of Elite Heat as my home.
Well, because this is what I was going to say, right? So you just touched on something I was going to say. You said it was the hottest gym in Jersey at some point. When I was boxing, right, I was boxing out of a gym called El Coqui Boxing Club. It was on South Street in Newark. That's way, way old. I don't even know if you were born when this was open. It was a guy, Jose and Louis, though, that trained out of that gym. Mm. But when I was a kid, there was Red Brick Boxing Club. That was the gym, I think, in Newark. Maybe somebody's going to turn around and say, whatever. But as far as I was concerned, they had Jerson Ravello at the time, who went to Sydney, and they had mad fighters in there. Mm. So, I trained out of there a little bit. But and then years later, Elite Heat happened, started up, your pop started up, and it was bigger than anything. It was bigger than Red Brick was, in terms of, like, when I was coming up, Red Brick was the gym. Elite Heat was known throughout, I think, the entire state. Maybe people in New York too that I spoke to on the boxing tip knew about it.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? How did this little what was like a spark of interest turn into essentially a movement?
Well, like, in terms of the gym, in terms of like, yo, okay, it's more than just I like this. It's more than just I want to try what I saw on TV. Yeah. So basically, when I start, like, my first 2 fights, it was in a tournament in North Carolina. So I think I fought the twins that were in my weight. So I won the tournament, and then I went to, like, my first 10 fights, I was 10-0, and then I lost 2 fights in a row. I went to, like, I think I was 10-2, and then I went on like a 20 or 30, like a 20 fight, like, win streak. I went to, like, 30-2 or something like that. But all my fights were, like, in Philly, Baltimore, with Tank in them. So, like, I was fighting kids that were obviously good. Like, I wasn't fighting any, like, kids that they were doing. Right. So, but then as I started winning tournaments is when I really realized that, like, I could maybe do, like, that I had a really, like, love for it. Go. And then I won, like, the Junior Golden Glove Nationals, like, three years in a row. Then I placed second 1 year and then won it again for the 4th time. So all my other tournaments, the Silver Gloves, ringside, I was on the U.S. junior team. Like, I just won a lot of tournaments, but that was towards the end of my amateur career. But, like, when I was, like, 13 or, like, 12 or 13 is when, like, I really wanted to, like, go pro with it.
I've seen you mention on your timeline, maybe even in your story a few times, like, people doubting you, something to that effect. Like, people doubt, and we're gonna see what it is. This is before even the Steve Kim back and forth. I've seen these kinds of things. You were a 4-time national champ as an amateur. You had Olympic aspirations. But I would imagine that that's coming from somewhere. And maybe that there's something behind the scenes I don't know about. I don't even want to know what it is. But do you feel like that? You feel like some people doubt you?
Oh, absolutely. Just, like, growing up, I know people close to me that would be in my face telling me, "Oh, you're gonna be great," or whatever. You can hear me? Yeah. That you're gonna be great or whatever, and then I'd hear them 2 days later talking about me behind my, he's a slouch. He's not all this. He's not all that. Just people like that are gonna doubt. You're gonna have more doubters than you will have supporters. So,
who were these? These guys were where? From Jersey?
Just people maybe in my school. It could have been people. I went to a doctor's office for my like a few fights back for a physical, and the lady was asking me, "Oh, are you going to college?" And I said no. I'm a professional boxer. I'm signed with the best, like the top company in the boxing industry. And she laughed, and just things like that.
She laughed at you.
Yeah, she laughed at me. So people that are gonna
wait a minute now. What's this doctor's office?
Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to give her any even clout. So
you don't want. Well, no. I'm gonna need you to text me that. Send me this lady's name and number. And this is in Jersey. This is in Jersey.
In Jersey, yeah.
All right.
So he laughed, whether it was a joke laugh or whatever. But I take things like that to just like, all right, like you're just more motivation for me. But
did you get did you get your diploma?
Oh, I got the diploma. Yes, I got the diploma.
Okay, so you think that's a coincidence that I said that you were going to get it, and then all of a sudden it showed up?
Well, they told us that we were going to get it like 2 days later. It came in like 3 or 4 days later. So.
Well, I think they said 7 days, and I think I cut that in half.
Oh yeah.
I went to talk to the guy over there, and I straightened that out for you, right? And this lady, don't worry about this doctor lady either. We're gonna handle that.
Saying like just people, you're gonna have more doubters than you are supporters. So, like, it just comes with the territory of wanting to be great.
Well, you talked about, so you were in Roseland the entire time, like when you were a little kid, when you just got into boxing at 7.
Yeah, I grew up in Roseland.
Okay.
So.
All right. So.
I think I was in Belleville or Bloomfield my first like when we moved to Roseland when I was like 2 or 3.
So you mentioned rolling up to a gym in Newark. I mean, I know where the one gym is, and I know where I know where all the gyms you were at in Newark. No matter where you are in Newark, it's a little bit rough, more rough than Roseland for sure.
Yeah.
So you roll up there for the first time. You mentioned being like a little bit uncomfortable or feeling out of place. What? Explain that to me.
Well, in Roseland, it's just it's basically all roses and sunshine, just a beautiful dreamland fairy tale. So then my dad brings me into the real world for like not the first time. Obviously, I was down in Newark. I never was outside, like living like almost like in a community and like bringing another family in Newark. So I was going into a gym, people I didn't know, people who I probably looked at like almost like, who are these people like at that age? Like, what am I doing down here?
Right.
So it was just different to me. And growing up, they became my second family. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. So how did that, because I'm sure you maybe felt like that for a little while, a few weeks, maybe a month, 2 months. When did that start to change?
Yeah, I'd say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I started getting comfortable. I started having friends that are probably like, that I could text right now, like to this day. So just once I met people, they brought me in as like an older, like one of my older brothers, like almost like I'm their younger brother. But, yeah, just like I said, just they were brought me in as family.
When do you, like, what moment do you remember when maybe you earned their respect, in the gym, to where they saw you, they saw you gut it out, or they saw the dog in you and they said, yo, this little guy can rock? I
think it was actually with when I sparred Shakur's younger brothers or whatever. So I went in with one of Shakur's younger brothers that was my age at the time. Like, we were at the same age at the time. And I think I got the best of him. And then another Shakur's younger brother that was older than me, I'll never forget this. It was hilarious. He ran across the ring and hit me with a knee.
And where?
In Jamal James.
No, where in your body with the knee?
Oh, he hit me right in the head with a knee. Like,
right. No way.
Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. It was great.
He landed it?
He landed. Hell yeah.
How did he do that, B? What happened? Tell me. Explain this to me.
No, so the bell rung. I turned around from getting water. He just ran across the ring, hit me with a knee.
Oh, it was a sneak. It was a sneak attack.
Yeah, and then we just started brawling, and then it was just like moments like that. Then I would like we just brought it like came together as family.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So you at that point, you know, you earn the respect of your peers, and elite heat starts to become a thing. It starts to become a movement. You start to take off in the AMs, and then Shakur makes it on an Olympian level, national level, right? So when you see that coming from where you came from, knowing that you were trained by Shakur's grandfather for a little while, right? As I understand it, like, what did that what kind of hope did that give you for your chances?
Yeah, well, I mean, the national tournaments growing up, me and Shakur were winning them together, but obviously seeing him make it to the Olympics, winning a silver medal, and obviously like knowing like we came up together like in the amateurs, it was cool, and it showed that like it's like people don't think like it's like a select few that can make it, obviously, but if the hard work is put in, like I've seen him put in the hard work, I've seen him dedicate himself every day in the gym, day in and day out, and it shows that it pays off. So I mean, it just shows you that if you put in the work and you just dedicate your life and make this like you eat, sleep, and shit this like every day, that you can make it.
You were watching Corrales and Castillo last night, you said, right?
Yeah, the first fight.
So you imagine you're going to be in a fight like that at some point in your career? I mean, I'm not talking about a classic, but I'm talking about a fire fight with somebody.
A dog fight on the inside. So yeah, eventually you're gonna get someone who's gonna get in. You're gonna have no choice but to ball down and fight. So, I mean, I'm good. Like that's why I've learned the inside and outside. I'm getting better. Like obviously better on the inside than obviously I'm a boxer. But I'm ready for whenever that day comes.
Well, I mean, what do you think? Like, because I'm sure you've read like comments about yourself. I'm sure you've ran through YouTube videos and just happened to see them. What do you think that people don't know about you? They haven't yet got to see about your game that maybe
they've never, like the dog, like the dog part, like the dog side of me. Like they see me as like right now, just like I could box. Just you see now Steve Kim, just some pop and has some mediocre boxing skills, but though it'll come out. Just eventually, once I get in that kind of fight, and it needs to happen, then it'll happen. But until then, I'll fight my fight how I want to fight it when I want to fight it.
Let's talk about Steve Kim.
Let's see it.
So he ranked. What was it? It was
he called me today.
It was Zan. He called you what?
He called me today. He wanted to. He asked me a few questions.
What do you want to ask you?
He was just like, how was it in the bubble? Like, your graduation, how was the graduation? I don't know if they're doing – I know ESPN's doing a little article on me. It's coming out on Friday or something like that. So, I don't know how that's going to be. But he just called me, asked me a few questions.
You think it's a coincidence that he called you today?
Oh, I think for sure it is.
You think it is?
Yeah.
So, I seen him coming at you sideways on Twitter. I see you jump in there. You know, I'm not going to stand for that. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say it's not a coincidence. That's why he called you today. I had to reach out. You know what I mean? Let him know that we're not allowing that to happen. But what's the deal, man? What struck you the more? I didn't even see what exactly it was that he said. What did he say?
So he just said like ticket seller. Then he said obviously it's a biased list. I mean, I've seen the guys that were even below me under the 25. Like, it's cool seeing me on that top 25, under 25 list. But there are some reasons why they probably put me on that list, put me behind, maybe a few spots behind some people. But they said something about a ticket seller, something about some pop and some boxing skills or something like that. But I just said, in 2 years, let's come back to this list and we'll see where everyone stands.
And see where you're at. And what – so, I mean, on some real shit, on some real S, right? Like, does that? What do you feel? Angry, motivated, like?
Motivated.
Right. So it's not. It's a lot. It's a lot less of like, let me. It's a lot less of like, let me prove him wrong. More like, let me show him who I am.
Oh, you show him, yeah. I'm basically more of that night after I was, I think, sending out a tweet. I think I was running. It just motivates me so much just to show everyone what I'm capable of.
What kind of panini you had?
It's like a really dry panini and some Greek chicken.
Greek chicken? What were the options? What were the options?
We have, what was the option? Steak?
Greek food.
Oh, it was like Greek chicken and Greek steak or something like that.
Oh, that's good. That's good food.
Yeah, I know.
That's some good LA food.
And then
Greek gyro.
this morning they gave us some waffles. And
How about lunch?
lunch we had chicken Alfredo.
Oh, that must have been great. That's proper Italian food out there in LA?
Yeah, it was Prego.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Did you guys grab a slice out there yet?
No, I got cereal, granola bars, and gummy bears.
He's been eating all gummy bears.
Oh, shit. He was eating gummy bears on the way to Philly, too. No, was it gummy bears or chocolates? I forget. I know he didn't give me one. What's up, man? So what's the deal, bro? How was the flight in?
It was good. We had first class, so I slept.
I saw that, yo. But what I saw, like, on the way in the airport, it looked empty as hell. Newark Airport, right?
Newark Airport or
was
LA?
That Newark Airport you were walking through?
No, it was
and
LA.
Instagram?
LA was pretty empty, yeah.
That shit looked empty as hell, bro. It looked like a zombie apocalypse airport.
Yeah, Newark was packed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, first class. What do you got, Mad Miles, or is that how PBC's rolling?
That's just how PBC's rolling.
Oh, snap. I never flew first class, bro. That looked cool.
Yeah, it was good.
So what's the deal, man? What's life like in the bubble?
It's just a lot of sleeping, a lot of watching old fights, a lot of going to get your food and coming back to the room.
What are you're watching your old fights, or you're watching like classic old fights?
Classics like Canelo, Roberto Duran, Zigo Corrales.
What's the one that sticks out in your mind the most?
I'm a huge Canelo fan.
Right.
So I like watching his loss against Floyd Mayweather because I like seeing how he's improved and like what he's taken away from that fight.
Right.
Then Roberto Duran versus Davey Moore. Diego Corrales versus Castillo.
Do you like watching Canelo's loss against Lara too to pick anything up off of that or no?
I wouldn't. I mean, I only see one loss on that box fight. So.
Oh, so you don't count that one? Oh man, I hate that fight. So Castillo, you've seen. I'm sure you've seen Floyd and Floyd and Corrales?
Floyd and Corrales.
Yeah.
I never watched.
He was like a 3-1 dog coming into that. He stopped him.
I'm gonna watch that tonight now.
You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that joint tonight, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
What do you think of the PBC rollout? What do you think is like? What's the fight you're anticipating the most?
That they just all the fights that they released?
Yeah.
Definitely Tank and Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah. Well, Tank's your boy. Tank's your boy. What do you think of that? What do you think about the Charlo card?
Oh, the Charlo card. I think it's a doubleheader, right?
Yeah.
How are they gonna do that? Are they doing like?
I think Mel's going first. I think Mel's going early in the day at like maybe 4 o'clock, and there'll be like some sort of intermission in between.
Yeah.
And then Jamal, the 160 guy, will go. What's up?
They have a whole card. Like they have undercards before the first Charlo fight, and another undercard before the second Charlo fight.
Right. Oh, it's in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So those fights are obviously good, but I want to see Tank versus Santa Cruz.
What do you think? What do you think about that fight? How do you think that plays out?
Who, Tank versus Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
I'm rolling with Tank. I think Santa Cruz is biggest test like to date. So, but obviously, like on this end on PBC, you're gonna get bigger challenges than on other ends because that we have the best of the best on this side. So, I think this is just gonna show that he is the man of the division.
I think that a lot of people think that Tank is gonna win.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 question marks. I think the question is, whether he can make 130, and I think the other question is whether or not he can stop Leo. You know, like I'll ask. We won't talk about the weight, but I'll ask. You think he could stop him?
Who, Leo?
Yeah.
I don't think Leo's been like hit by someone like Tank, but I think he's definitely gonna have to slow him down. Tank with punches to the body, just break him down to slow Leo's pace down.
What do you think about that? The sparring against Red Cash, not the fact that it got leaked, but I'm just saying what we saw on tape.
Red Cash, what, a 47?
He fought at 47. He's a 40 guy though. Yeah.
So I mean, I know Tank probably wasn't in tip-top shape, didn't really look at 130. So
Red Cash in the beginning of his career was a 40. He's a 47 now.
So Red Cash is a 47.
Right.
Him to hurt a 47 at 30 just shows you how Tank's power is with a headgear on.
It looked serious, man. The last shot that he landed against Red Cash when he was up against the ropes, to where it looked like he hurt him at one point. What's that?
Red Cash's legs got all wobbly.
Yeah. So what's up, man? You've been there how long?
2 days.
2 days in the bubble?
Yes, sir.
And you've got, what, 3 to go? It's Saturday, right?
Yeah, fight Saturday, so we got, 3-4 days?
Golly. You and Pop Duke's locked down in the room? What's the living situation like?
Tough.
Huh?
My dad doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, I see him pacing around back there.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
He's in a state of shock. Me, I mean, I usually sleep on fight week anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But what's the regulations? Like, how did it go down? How did they get you guys into the bubble? And what are the rules? Like the hard, fast rules that you can do, you can't do.
You can't do any handshakes. You can only do fist bumps. Social distancing.
Everybody's in.
You have to wear a mask. They have set times for you to go get your food. Set times to train.
And that's so what? So that you're just away from other people? Like you'll go in and train, and then they'll disinfect it, and then maybe another fighter will go in and train, or
yeah, basically, yeah. So, they're basically just trying to keep everyone separated.
So you got what hotel are you at right now? And don't tell me the hotel. You're in LA though, right?
Yeah, we're in LA.
Okay, so you guys pull up to the hotel, you jump out, and then what? Are there people is there a medical staff there or some shit?
We didn't go through the main entrance. We had to go through the side entrance. The staff, back part, and then we had to get the COVID test.
We got the COVID test, then we got isolated in the room until today to let us know we passed our test, and then everybody was allowed out of their rooms after that. But they were allowed out on designated times to go get your food, then we got our temperature tested, and then we went and trained, and then we go back to the room. Nobody sees each other. We don't see nobody.
It's like you guys are living like Goodfellas. The scene when they're in jail, the guy says, "Oh, I'm going for a walk." They get the bread in, they get the prosciutto in. You know what I'm talking about?
It's worse than that.
No, it's good. You guys are eating good, bro. You're eating Greek food. You got light in there. You're doing all right.
No.
Get you tomorrow. Jesus.
What are you doing?
Man? Jay.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
I was asking Vito yesterday, where'd they stick that Q-tip? Up your nose? What they try to do to you guys?
Oh, that was this one. The other ones before we came out here, they were just a swab, but this one they made us lean back and then went all the way through our nose down to our throat.
With what? With a Q-tip?
With a how long was the swab?
It's probably about 7 inches.
Yeah, like a 7-inch swab.
But how did they feed it through your nose down your throat? Was it like curved a little bit, or it just bent with you?
Down the line.
Yeah, it goes straight down. I don't know.
Did you go to college? I went to college. The vessel goes straight down and back.
I did not go to college, but what they do that to you in college?
I went to college. I did 4 years at Trenton State College, now College of New Jersey. I studied anatomy.
Yeah,
I did.
I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, because everybody around the way is like, oh, you know, Big V was like a D1 wrestler, and you know, so you probably did go to some crazy college.
I went to college.
Where'd you go? Seton Hall?
No, I went to TCNJ, the College of New Jersey. Trenton State time.
Oh. What's TCNJ? What's like their mascot?
What's
a lion?
A lion.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't go to college, senior. But what the hell were we talking about? Okay, so they give you the COVID test.
Hey Jay.
Yeah.
I got a $100,000 line of credit. I've been betting $2,500 on games just for fun to see what's going on. Me and my friend were laughing. I told him to open me up the line to see how bad I'll do while I'm in lockdown.